I'm Lily, and I'm here to give you a glimpse into my life in the city of Los Angeles. Let me introduce you to Mark, the protagonist of my story. Thanks to his severe charm and ability to fix things, he successfully installs air conditioners. You see, it can be unbearably hot in Los Angeles, and Mark's job is to make sure that people can relax comfortably in their homes and offices. And then there's me, Lily. I am a videographer capturing moments of life through the lens of my camera. My specialty? Creating fascinating video ads that help small companies spread their ideas and engage the audience. This event is as dynamic and diverse as the city itself. Mark and me, we made a great couple. Maybe our life is not like the plot of Hollywood blockbusters, but it is ours, and we are happy with it. Our modest apartment is located amidst the hustle and bustle of the city, and this is the place where we relax after long working days. We don't live in luxury, but we are wealthy enough to enjoy a good meal in a cozy local restaurant or go to the cinema in one of the iconic cinemas. We often spend evenings strolling along the Venice Beach boardwalk, watching the sun sink below the horizon, painting the sky in such shades that even the most experienced videographer, that's me, will fight for capture. You see, Mark and I have an unspoken understanding that our work perfectly complements each other. While he makes sure that people do not lose their cool in the scorching heat of Los Angeles, I capture moments and create visual stories that help businesses thrive. We often find ourselves brainstorming over dinner, exchanging ideas with each other.
So, Mark, I have a few ideas for shooting an energy commercial. Let me tell you everything and you choose the best one.
You have a big order. It is very cool. Come on, I'll help you. Sometimes Mark's hands-on approach helps me add a touch of realism to my creative concepts.
Listen, tell me, how are you doing in business? It's so hot in the city right now. Have there been more orders for the installation of air conditioners?
Listen, yes, you've got it right. There are a lot of orders due to the summer heat. I've hired even more people for this job. In general, am I very happy about this?
Great! You're a great fellow.
Mark and I have a lot of work to do, and that's why we try very hard to find time for each other, whether it's watching a new movie at a local indie cinema or a spontaneous picnic in Griffith Park. Our adventures together are what keeps the sparks in our relationship going. Of course, we have disagreements and moments of frustration. Which couple doesn't have them?
Mark, I understand that you have a lot of work, but can you wash the dishes for yourself? I don't have time to do all the housework.
Honey, of course. I'll do everything now. The main thing is not to worry. Once when Mark and I were enjoying a lazy Sunday brunch on our balcony. How nice it is here. I really like to work hard all week and spend time with you on weekends, Lily.
Yes, me too, but I still have my head full of my projects.
Mark received a text notification on his phone. He looked at her, and a smile lit up his face, and then turned to me with excitement in his eyes. My friend has a wedding, and he invites me to it. He told me about his friend Mike, how they had been buddies since college, sharing life's ups and downs. The news that Mike got married really became a cause for celebration. Mark's enthusiasm was contagious, and I felt a surge of excitement when he read me the details of the upcoming wedding.
Great news. I'm glad you're happy.
When we were talking about the wedding, Mark mentioned that there would be a bachelor party. He looked at me with a sincere look and said that he wanted to be frank about this issue. I know how my friends have fun, and that's why I want to set boundaries in our fun right away. He assured me that there would be no visits to strip clubs or anything like that. He needed my trust, and he promised that he would return home immediately after the holiday. His honesty touched me, and I felt a surge of warmth.
Dear, I trust you and I will be waiting for you here at home. Go to your friends and have fun with them.
It was a simple conversation, but it testified to the mutual respect and understanding that lay at the heart of our relationship. It was the day of the bachelor party, and Mark was ready to join his buddies in the beach paradise to celebrate this day. He was excited, and I could see the twinkle in his eyes as he prepared. We said goodbye, and Mark left for the party. When I was left alone, I felt lonely and decided to read a book. I knew my boyfriend was having fun right now, and that's why I was happy for him. I trusted him and knew that he would keep his word to avoid any antics in a strip club. I decided to do my own video projects, editing clips, and creating stories that could captivate the audience. I had 4 projects that I had to finish. Later that evening, Mark returned, his face beaming with stories about their time on the beach. Lily, it was wonderful. I liked it so much. He described how they grilled meat, played beach volleyball, and shared stories that shocked everyone. It was like a perfect day of camaraderie, with the sea breeze and laughter in the air. But then the conversation changed. Someone mentioned visiting a club in the city, and suddenly the atmosphere changed.
You promised you wouldn't go to the club. Isn't that right?
Yes, I know, Lily, but I haven't seen my friends for so long. I really want to spend time with them. Mark seemed to hesitate, and I felt that there was an internal discussion going on inside him. After a short pause, he agreed to go, and at that moment I felt a pang of anxiety. When the guys ventured into the city, the excitement was palpable. The night was full of promises of fun and adventure. The club they entered was a whirlwind of lights, music, and energy, pulling them into its alluring embrace. The atmosphere was electrified, and it wasn't long before Mark felt himself being captured by an infectious energy. Dancing, laughter, and lively conversations became the usual thing of the evening. Mark gave free rein to his feelings, forgetting about the world outside these club walls. He was drawn into the company of friends who enjoyed the company of energetic, carefree girls. Drinks flowed freely and purses were opened while they indulged in the festivities. And in the middle of the night, Mark found himself sharing stories, dancing, and even posing for photos with his buddies and the new friends they made. He was enjoying the moment, enjoying the fleeting freedom from everyday duties. But as the night drew to a close, reality began to pull up to the edges of his consciousness. He realized that his original promise to avoid strip clubs had been forgotten. The morning sun crept into our apartment, scattering gentle rays of light around the room. When I woke up, I had an unpleasant feeling in my stomach. Mark hadn't returned yet, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. I stared at my phone, hoping for a text message, a call, some sign that he was all right.
Where did he go? He should have been home yesterday. And anyway, he promised he wouldn't go to the club.
As the hours passed, my anxiety turned into a mixture of anxiety and frustration. I wondered if he was safe, if he had run into any trouble. The clock was ticking, every second stretched into eternity. And finally, the door opened and Mark came in. Hi, Lily. I'm so tired of walking with friends.
Mark, weren't you at the club? I thought you were called there.
Mark replied in the negative. His eyes met mine, and for a fleeting moment I wanted to believe him. But then I found on my phone the bill for paying for the club, the evidence that destroyed the fragile facade that he had built.
I have an invoice for the club where you were. What do you say to that?
A heavy silence hung in the air, broken only by the sound of my ragged breathing. Mark's shoulders slumped, and he realized that his secret was revealed. He confessed to his actions, admitting the mistakes he had made. Yes, I was there. I didn't want to tell you so you wouldn't be upset. I know it was a very bad thing to do. I felt a whirlwind of emotions swirling in me, resentment, betrayal, anger. At that moment, the trust that we had built over time collapsed. We exchanged words, harsh and painful, words that reflected the heartache we were both experiencing. And in the midst of all this turmoil, I made a decision that set the course for the next chapters. I needed space. When I packed my things and left our apartment, the weight of my decision fell on my chest.
Why did he do that? He knew it would upset me.
My heart was heavy with a mixture of sadness and determination. After leaving our apartment, I found solace in the familiar surroundings of my parents' house. Their support became a much-needed refuge while I tried to make sense of the unfolding events. Days turned into weeks, and the pain of betrayal did not so easily subside. A few days later, one evening, there was a knock on the door. My parents opened the door. Mark was standing in the doorway. He had a bouquet of flowers in his hands, and there were tears in his eyes. I came to apologize to your daughter. I made a huge mistake and I want to repent. You did a huge stupid thing. Okay, we'll call Lily, but if you hurt her again, we won't forgive you anymore. My parents came into my room and said that Mark had come to ask for forgiveness. I didn't know how to react to this. My parents said that it was completely my choice and I could not forgive him. Without thinking twice, I decided to go down where Mark was standing.
Hello, why have you come?
Lily, I've come to apologize to you. I know what a stupid thing I did. And most importantly, I hurt you. We stood on the threshold for a long time and talked about this topic. I knew that Mark was sincere and that's why I decided to forgive him. Mark was very happy about this and offered to go back home and try everything again. Arriving home, I was surprised to notice that everything in the house was cleaned. Mark began to treat me with maximum tenderness and love. Lily, if there are any questions or problems, tell me right away and we will solve them together. I am sure that situation will follow me as a lesson.
love you, Mark, so I want you to be yourself. I see you courting me trying to make amends. Don't worry, I forgave you a long time ago.
You're better than what happened in my life. Thank you for forgiving me. As time passed, the dynamics of the relationship between Mark and me began to change. Our conversations deepened, and it was obvious that we had both evolved thanks to the experiences we encountered. The wounds of the past were still there, but they no longer defined our relationship. My work as a videographer continued to flourish. Larger companies began to contact me so that I could shoot them professional advertising. Mark and I were very happy about it and worked even harder. Now everything has changed. We had set our priorities right, and now the relationship was in the first place. Lily, I got off early today so that you and I could go to the beach together and relax.
Super. Thank you for that.
In general, as you understand, everything is fine with us. I have forgiven and forgotten that situation, and now we are moving forward. How do you like this story? Did the girl do the right thing by giving another chance to the guy? Write your opinion in the comments. I will be glad of your subscription.